I had almost let anxiety ruin my life. I had come to the point in my life where I realized that anxiety was controlling me. It was driving my bus, and it made me fearful of going to work, driving my car, spending time with people in social settings, worrying about what they thought about me. And it was quite tough. And I wasn't able to do anything with this pain at that time. I don't know if you feel that way at all, but here I'm able to share a little bit of how I went from being so anxious to tapping into my creative courage. If you're new here, my name is Jenny. I'm a psychiatric nurse, an artist, and space holder. I help people tap into their creative courage to live a more healing and thriving life. There was a time in my life when thoughts just raced, and it was nonstop, and I couldn't get out of my head. It was very crippling. I also noticed that the more I fed into my negative feedback loop, the more anxiety I felt, the more crippling I felt. I was canceling plans. So I would freak out and have like almost anxiety attacks all the time over really weird things or events that were going to happen. How I was able to get through this was a different story. I started tapping into taking a little bit of space and time to just like scribble things down. I started with writing at first. Journaling was a really good place to like speak my truth and let the anxiety out because I didn't want to share it with the world. I thought that if people heard what I was saying or thinking, in my head, that they would judge me and they would think like, whoa, she's really unstable or she doesn't have her shit together. So I started writing all of my anxious thoughts into my journal, and that was a way for me to start releasing them. And it actually tapped into a place within myself where I was like, okay, I need to maybe take ownership for some of these words that are coming out of me, or these stories and narratives that I consistently kept writing into my journal. So it's like it was really highlighting what was happening in my head in front of me. I had this like tangible piece of paper that told me every single sentence of these anxious, angry thoughts. They were quite fearful. And the thoughts were like anything like, they don't want to hang out with you. Like, who do you think you are? You think that you're going to be able to do anything like that? Like, you really think that anybody's going to listen to you? You think you have anything good to say? And it would just like repeat over and over and over again. So the turning point here was actually when I took the time and I started taking ownership for those words. I started taking ownership for the thoughts that were coming out because they were affecting my behavior. They were affecting my actions. I was canceling plans, being extremely meek. It destroyed my confidence, my self-worth. I couldn't sleep. And I felt the stress in my body. It was like I was tense all the time and I just needed to relax, keep calm and keep going. But it felt like I was unable to do that and I was just like so tense all the time. I quickly learned that tapping into yourself and taking ownership is actually a creative and courageous act. We're acting to go be our most authentic selves and despite of the fear. And that's what creative courage is all about in my eyes. And that's how I feel like I'm able to start shifting out of that version of that anxious version of myself into a more empowered version. It took one little step, and it was lots and lots and lots of small steps that eventually turned into really big things. It was so exciting to start feeling a little bit more confident about myself. It took a long time. I think for me, this journey has not been short and sweet. It's been quite drawn out, but I also honor the fact that I have devoted this time to maintain a sustainable life doing it. Being brave enough to say what you want to say, do what you want to do, and tap into those places within ourselves. I started using journaling, doodling, meditation, sound baths, creative dance, listening to music, and I was using all these different modalities that fit for me. And if that resonates with you, I am creating a community called the Collective Spark. And inside this community is exactly that. It's tapping into your creative courage and sharing it with other people and standing bright in your light. Imagine waking up and trusting your story, your power, your energy, and it's so exciting for that to start happening. We're able to start turning anxiety into beautiful energy and come back into ourselves. When we start creating, sometimes it does turn into something that we can hold and something that we can share and something that we feel within ourselves. And slowly we start nurturing ourselves through being seen, being heard, and being felt. And so thank you so much for watching this video. Take a deep breath with me. You have everything that you need within you.